Alright, we're making a track video. We're making a hurricane video. So, I'm gonna do Hurricane Patricia for this example because a lot of people have been, well, not a lot of people, but I got a request for it, so I'm gonna do it, because why not? So, first thing I do to look up is I figure out what depression number it was so I can make the graphic. So I kind of just go over, like, let's see, this is 16, so this is 17, this is 18, this is Central Pacific, this is Central Pacific. This is 19, 20, and 21, I believe. Oh, okay, 20E, so I must have miscounted. So now that I know that, I can go into my handy-dandy folder of assets, and I have a little thing for individual storm names. If I could find it, that'd be awesome. Here it is. So you're going to see my exact settings, pretty much. What I do pretty much is I type in the other storm name that I have, and then I line it up so that way it's spaced properly. So that's pretty much it. Then I got 21E and Patricia, and I'll make this white. Then I can get rid of the other text. Then I outline it. 7 to 15. And that looks like it worked. Alright, cool. So we've got our name done. Now we get to actually make it. I'm not great with making Pacific, like East Pacific tracks, because sometimes you get stuff like this where like you don't have many points of reference to line it up with, but we should be good for this one because this, you know, goes over land. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna drag the track. We're gonna drag in a full map. Then we're gonna get in our calendar, and then we're gonna drag in, what icons am I gonna need? Depression, storm, pretty much need all of them. We're gonna make it a 720p, 60 FPS. Then we get to drag in our icons. Then to line them all up, I'll just copy and paste them all in one place so they're all nice and aligned. Then I'll shrink them down and then open them up a little bit so they're all the same little length. Then you can see some of them have blue backgrounds. Most of them have green, so I'm just going to color key out the green backgrounds first. Then we get to go through them one at a time to make sure that they look good. Okay, like that. Yeah, that's too much tolerance. There we go. That looks fine. 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 And that doesn't look fine. So, now all I have to do is align the map. So I move the opacity down a little bit. I guess I can zoom in a little bit. And then all I gotta do now is just size it up and try to fit it to the best of my abilities. That looks perfect, honestly. There's a little bit of desync, but that is pretty much exactly what we need. So I'm just going to do a zoom and pan onto about where the first dot is. Just a general idea. What I want to do is I want to get the first icon, and I kind of want to size it down a little bit because this is a little big. And then I want to move it right into the center. It's right in the center. And then I'll select the map and stuff, and I'll move the dot right in the center of the D. It's kind of how I know that I'm centered here. Then, now I get to move in the calendar. Then I gotta look back at the Wikipedia article for some help. So 20E formed on October 20th, and then it became Patricia on the same day. So it became a hurricane late on the 21st, and it became a tropical storm late on the 20th. So I can assume that this first dot is going to be right at the start of October 20th. Pretty much. It's a little bit of guessing, but It's usually good enough. Okay, that's a bit too early. Let's make this transition smaller. Do this. I had a clip speed only because my calendar is ever so slightly too slow. So I have to do that. And then after that, we pretty much just get to do actual animating now. The way that my calendar is set up, 1/4 of a day is about 45 frames. So I just do this for 45 frames. And then we move it along to the next dot, move it along to the next dot, move it along to the next one. We repeat this process a bunch of times. And there you have it. That's the end of the track. I might put it a little bit more this way just so it looks better. You know, it kind of went up this way. So that's pretty much the hard work done. Now, let's see. So this thing is 44% its normal size. These things are all still 100%, so I gotta scale these down. Now, the good thing about individual tracks is that you don't actually have to do any animating on the actual icon. So all I need to do is just fade the icon in and out of the right places. Example being, it becomes a tropical storm right about there. So I'll make my first split to tropical storm. And then I gotta see when it becomes a hurricane, which is about here. I like to split right before the actual dot. And then it became a category 2, like right after. Then all we have to do is move these down into a single timeline. Cut at the very end. Cut at the very beginning. Bump the opacity up. Give them a nice fade. And then my fades are usually 8 frames on the end. Like that. And then all these middle ones are 16. So it's 8 on each side. Then all we gotta do is remove the track from underneath it, and boom, you got yourself a individual track animation. Just like so. And the last thing we need to do is, of course, just put in some music. Now, because I really feel like it, because of how intense this storm was, I feel like actually syncing up the drop to the category 5 thing, which I don't do a lot, but it's a special occasion. Oh, and then, yeah, then we gotta fade out the storm and the clock and the calendar and all that stuff, so that's pretty easy. Just split these two things. I give the map a fade out, and then I give the calendar like a cube rotate or whatever. Then we get rid of all of the icons. Then we just gotta take the song, fade the song out, and we're done. It didn't take very long. It took 15 minutes. It's not bad. So we're gonna render this. These videos are so short, they don't usually take too long to render. So yeah, look how fast it's going. This thing will be done rendering in like 5 seconds. And voila, your finished product. Wait, we forgot a crucial step. Well, not crucial, but important nonetheless. I forgot on my individual storm tracks, I usually include the name. That's why I put the name at the beginning, and I had to figure out what depression it was. Luckily, for individual storms, this is not a hard thing to implement after you've already pretty much finished the video. If you manage to forget this while making a season animation, it's probably going to be a little harder. But pretty much all you got to do is go to when it's a depression, put the 21E up here. What I usually do is I'll also put up the name so I can kind of see where it'll be, so I can try to maybe make them both touch at a certain point so it looks the best. Then all we gotta do is splice when it becomes a storm, and then we make our fades the same duration as before. Okay, now we're actually done. Now we're actually done. Okay, now this is your finished product. I kind of want the names to be a little bit bigger, so I'm actually going to fix that really quick. Yeah, there we go. That looks pretty good. Yep, so obviously the video that I've just made should have come out the day before this one did. So you've already seen it, but yep, that's pretty much how I do it. I know some people make storm animations and stuff on mobile, but if you have a PC, then you definitely have tools to make them as well. So yeah, thanks for watching, and that is all.